Control and Prevention has confirmed 773 measles cases in the United States, out of which 727 cases were reported across 20 jurisdictions, including Arizona, California, Florida, Georgia, and others, while 6 cases of measles were reported among international visitors to the U.S. CDC has reported 2 new outbreaks in 2026, with 92% confirmed cases, which are associated with the outbreak. Padma Shri Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, chairman at the Nephron Clinic, joins me in this discussion from New Delhi. Doctor, thanks very much for joining us. Firstly, what are your first reactions to the measles outbreak there in the US? And most of those infected were foreign nationals. So how likely is it that the disease is also widespread in other nations?
Good morning. So I think this is a worrying sign. It's a sign that we all need to take note globally because of the international travel and the nature of the virus. So the nature of the virus is it's one of the most contagious, perhaps the most contagious virus which is known to mankind. We've gone through COVID, and the COVID R0 was ranging between 2 and 4 and 6. Measles as a virus, which is a paramyxovirus, it's an RNA virus, has a R0, that means reproductive rate, that means the rate and the speed of transmissibility and replication of the virus is 18 plus. That means it's 3 to 4 times more dangerous than even the first and the second wave, alpha and the delta wave of COVID. So of course we need to be very, very careful. The concern really is there are large pockets of the world, including in US, which are still unvaccinated for measles. And the present trend in US of the aid being cut to the vaccination campaigns and the Kennedy family proclaiming the anti-vax campaign, going gaga over it, I think may hurt the US nationals because this is rampantly going to spread in an unvaccinated population.
There are several people who are actually opposed to vaccinations. Many are also saying that a lot of cases of cardiac arrest that are now surfacing in youth are also linked to the vaccines. How would you want to convince those people to taking these vaccines, given that measles is, of course, highly contagious?
So just focusing on the measles vaccine, more than 5 million deaths are prevented every year because of the measles vaccine. In the year 2000, we had more than 6 lakh kids dying because of measles, and now in the last 20 years, because of huge vaccination campaigns all over the world, the rate is down to less than 50,000. So I think the vaccine gives you an efficacy of more than 85 to 90%. It is entirely safe. In the unvaccinated population who get measles, unfortunately, there is a great risk of what we call as measles encephalitis or meningitis. That's the brain inflammation, pneumonias, ear infections, decreased immunity, and so on and so forth. Typically, it leaves a lot of rashes on the skin, high-grade fever, infection in the eyes, even permanent blindness. So I see no reason why measles vaccine should be stopped under any circumstances. It has no side effect practically in the range of what is being described. It has no link to autism. It has no link to neurological disorders. It has no link to pregnancy loss. It is entirely safe, and I strongly advise the entire globe that they must insist on measles vaccination, likewise other essential vaccines.
Right. Dr. Bagai, now Canada has also recently lost its measles-free status, and that's again due to lack of vaccinations and misinformation. How can this misinformation really be tackled? Because awareness is key to increasing the number of people getting vaccinated.
Yeah, so I think here comes the role which it should play is of the WHO and the CDC and the national health ministries of the different countries. And I think we need to spread public awareness. We need to lay out the statistics. We need to lay out the long-term damage to a child's multi-organs after they get infected with measles in an unvaccinated population, and to tell them that it is safe. It has no mercury, it has no aluminum, it has no autism link, it has no neurological or neuroregressive link. This virus spreads very quickly and is very invasive. Once it enters into the respiratory tract, within 2 to 3 days, it spreads all over the body. It has a long incubation period ranging from 15 to 20 days. But your first phase, which is of rash, fever, red eyes, sore eyes, and general malaise, fatigue, body ache, can be for 7 to 10 days. The rash typically begins in the face and it spreads downwards, what we call as cephalocaudal distribution. The high-grade fever often is very worrying, especially for smaller children and infants. It is something which is preventable. I see no reason at all for the life of me that the vaccines should ever be prevented or stopped. Measles vaccine is extremely important.
Doctor, one final question before I let you go. Now, WHO is saying that making measles eliminate globally is now a distant vision. And this was the statement that it had said in November last year. And then in January, the US formally withdrew from the World Health Organization. Only CDC is there that the country is probably relying on. How can the message really be fostered in the United States now with Trump's hardline policies, him exiting global bodies, including the WHO, and given the fact that the cases are now on a rise in the US itself?
Unfortunately, we are living in a world where common sense is becoming rare and artificial intelligence is being relied upon, pun intended. But here is the fact that the individual countries must take responsibility. The WHO must play its role in whatever limited way it can because of financial constraints, if at all they are, and CDC must play a role. This is not rocket science. Measles vaccine is an extremely cost effective. It costs less than 100 rupees, Indian rupees, per shot. It is one dose at the age of 8 to 9 months, and then a booster with MMR at the age of 14 months, and then subsequently an MMR2 in the range of 2 to 4 years. It gives you lifelong protection. It is safe. It has no side effects. It has practically, it's so innocuous that you don't even know that the vaccine has been given. It is so easily procurable. It's not running in short supply. Once it spreads, especially in clusters, like in schools or in playgrounds or in creches, in parks, it can go rampant in a community within a period of a week. Within 1 year, we can get back into control with measles, provided there is an international campaign spreading the message, public awareness, and quietening down the people who are anti-vax kings, telling them that this is utter nonsense what they're spreading.
Right. Dr. Bagai, thanks very much for giving us your time here at NewsX World. And now moving on, viewers, to some tech news. China